Hey, what's up everyone? Game Dad here, and I am in my brand new ultimate game room. But it's kind of empty. It's kind of echoey in here. I think I need to set a few things up. So let me show you how I took this game room right here from looking like this to this. What is up, everyone, and welcome to my 2024 game room tour. Now, recently, if you saw my build out video, you will know how much time and effort I put into making this space what it is today, and I finally have 99% of everything into the space, so I figured I would give everyone a tour of everything that is in my brand new game room. Now, first up here, I figured we would get a shot of the actual media room that we have in here. So as you can see, we got the nice sectional couch. That way, when everybody comes over to play games, we have the nice big entertainment center, 85-inch screen, and then above that, got the 110-inch projector screen. And that leads to that fella right there. And then over here, just got some stuff on display. Got the boxes for my Quest 2, Series X, PS5, the Pro controllers for those. Few other controllers that have been sent by folks like Retrobit and Retrofighters over the years. But over here, yeah, this is the main gameplay area. So as I said, this is an 85-inch screen. This is the Samsung Neo QLED 85-inch. Picked that up for a very reasonable cost considering. Obviously not a cheap TV, but I wanted to go big for here in the game room. And then for audio, have this really nice LG soundbar. It really pumps out some great sound and is great for movies and games down here. And then of course we have all of the various consoles. So let's take a look at everything that is in the entertainment center. So first up here, we got the Wii U. We got its gamepad, got some Joy-Cons there. Got my Switch OLED on its dock. Then we have the PS5, and then that is the PSVR 2 that is on top of there. Followed by a nice little controller charger. We got my PSVR 2 controllers, got some batteries, things like that. Lots of extras plugged in. Moving on down, we have that AIM controller with some of the I believe they are the navigation controllers. Got a PS2 Slim, got a PS3 Slim. There is the Series X, and this is a really cool controller that was done by my buddy Russ Lyman. He loves doing customization stuff, and he made that controller for me. Then we have the DualSense controllers right there. Got my Elite One 360. Moving down, we have a modded Xbox, so got a lot of good stuff in there. This is the Dreamcast that I did in my Ultimate Dreamcast series. So that has been modded like crazy. New fans, new shell, SD card mod, HDMI, power, everything. We have a nice Pikachu N64, got that GameCube, and then some various cases, things like that for all the different peripherals. Now up here on the top, I got my Analog Pocket sitting on its fancy little dock. Got some HDMI switches here because I have every single console running up through into the TV. Then we got my PlayStation Portal. It is very okay. Got my DualSense Edge controller right here. Really like that controller, it's very nice. Got Wii U sensor bar, got that nice PS4 camera, and little echo going on, various remotes. Then this guy right here is my 4x4 HDMI switcher. And what's really nice about that is that everything in this game room was purpose built. So right here, you can see a couple HDMI ports in the wall, and that is because the one on the top right there goes up through the walls over to the projector so that anything I am playing from the entertainment center can be done on the projector, and then everything else can run through the TV. But then I also have another out here that leads to my actual office area in another part of the game room. And then of course, in addition to tech, I've got some nice art on the game walls right here. Got a nice little smattering of various things there. Of course, I mean, who doesn't have a Tom Selleck standee in their game room? Then got some cool art that I picked up at a couple of cons right there. And like I said, this is just a nice little display of some of the boxes for more modern consoles. And then moving down here, I have a lot of the various mini consoles, all of the Nintendo Switch Online controllers, a bunch of stuff from Retro Fighters and Retrobit. Got my Retron 5 down there and my Fixture gaming grip, stuff from Evercade, and various other controllers and mini consoles. Now, since moving, I don't have my physical martial arts school anymore, but I still like to work out, stay fit. So I got a Peloton there, got a nice big open space because I still do teach classes just online for a few people. But yeah, nice little workout space right there. Right here are a bunch of the various Legos that I have done, and I started collecting all of the Lego Bust helmet sets. And I have every single one except for the brand new Spider-Man one because it is en route and shipping. So got a lot of different ones there. And then I got Thor's hammer down there. Got that N64 question block, the Lego NES, the Lego Atari set. That was a really cool build. And for those that don't know, they like to hide secret things in these. So 1977 game room, anyone? Now right here, I have some of my super retro stuff. I mean, as you can see, I got that Virtual Boy up there, got a nice CRT, and plugged into it right now is my TI-99 4A. I've got my Atari XE next to it. Got a whole heap of various strategy guides, video game books, things like that. And then a bunch of the Legos that I have not built yet, including TI-99 games. So haven't gone through all of those yet, but I also have the Lego Millennium Falcon that I have to build. But nice little ultra retro section right there. Then this section right here is just a collection of collector's editions. I of course have Conker over there. Then I have a bunch of Yoshis that one of my former students made for me one year. This was the very first convention I ever went to. This was PRGE 2018, and got a lot of my favorite YouTubers, which now happen to be a bunch of my actual friends, to sign that poster for me, so that was awesome. We of course have the pink gorilla, and then just a few random things. Got a little Pac-Man 1-up right there. Got a Tandy TRS-80, Atari 5200. Got my Vectrex right there. If you didn't see my con video about what a struggle it was to get that home, then definitely check out the card for that. And if we move over here, got part of my N64 collection. Got some dice for various things, Vectrex box, a few other things down there. That's a really cool thing right there. That is the Tamers Super Disc. So for Super Famicom, you can back up games to floppy disk. Got my JVC XI. And then up top here is a lot of my Commodore stuff. So we got a C128 running into the 1702 video monitor. Got my cassette up there and my 1541 for 5¼ floppy. So got some cool stuff right there. Now, if you have ever watched any of my videos, you are used to this backdrop right here. I have random various collectibles, handhelds. All of my retro consoles that aren't currently hooked up are sitting right here, but I have all the cables and everything ready to go if I ever want to plug one of them in. Right there we got our NES. We have a Sharp Twin Famicom, Super Nintendo, Super Famicom, my Gold N64. We got a 3DO down there. Then we got a nice Magnavox Odyssey 2, TurboGrafx. Right here we got some random collectibles, Pixel Frame. Right there my buddy Hey It's Thor on YouTube. He made Xbox game cartridges, you know, if it took carts instead of discs. Got one of those Grid Studio frames right there, did a collab with them. Got some other fun stuff here. This was an awesome thing sent to me by Video Games New York. They started doing some laser engravings, very cool. Some random Lego stuff. Then, of course, got to show support to 1UP Card. They have supported me in the past, and now this guy right here, Gary from Rock Solid Productions, is actually working for them now, and they are coming out with a lot more cool products. Right here, Russ Lyman also did this one. This is a Zelda Breath of the Wild Tiger handheld that he made up, and honestly, this is some of his best work. It looks like something that absolutely would have come out. Got some more pixel frames. Got my BD1 and some of my Game & Watch. Got some stuffins, various plushies. Got my Nomad Game Gear Wonder Swan. Got a CDI down there. Got the various Game & Watches that came out. Got the Taco itself, that's the N-Gage, followed up with the Lynx 1 and 2. Got a bunch of various handhelds right here, ranging from all the different types of Game Boys. Got another Grid Studio. Got some more goodies right there. My wife gave me that Yoshi amiibo, and then recently for our anniversary, she got me this one right here. Cool NES cartridge, and then it has a little card that pulls out. Got a little Mega Man figure, PlayStation sign. more Legos for my kids and stuff. This was from Jay over at Square Pigs and his family. They got this for us when we got our new puppy. Although he's not a St. Bernard. Everyone thought he was, but he's not. More pixel frames. The sign that is kind of out of date now. More plushies. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart is amazing. We got my R-Zone. We got a Neo Geo Pocket right there. Got one of my PS Vitas, Jaguar. Nice Fat Boy PS2, PS1. More pixel frames, more Grid Studio, more Legos. I tend to really like Legos. Love the cherry blossom on that. Got the Droid Master System, Genesis with a 32X. Then we got the Saturn. We got the Japanese Saturn. We got my Vader Edition 2600. And we got my 7800. Then running across the top here, we got some various Legos. That's from Horizon. We have Poe's X-Wing. This was the very first Lego my wife ever bought me for our anniversary 1 year. We got the R2-D2, the X-34 Land Speeder. Got another little X-Wing that was a Christmas gift from my mother-in-law. And then we got the NCC 1701. Love that one. That took forever to build. Then moving on from all of that, we have kind of this empty space because I have several arcade machines that are going to be brought down and set up in this corner. I'm probably going to do 2 or 3 down here, and then I got to find a spot for my pinball machine to go. Got some more art above the door right there with the Pac-Man arcade sign. Got the String Art Game Dad sign right there. Moving down, we got the deluxe set box, and then this bookshelf is housing all of my various camera gear and bags and accessories and parts and all kinds of things. Got my drone and GoPro down there, so anytime I need to grab any of my camera gear, it is readily accessible. And then of course here we have what I call the studio. So as you can see, I got 3 nice big lights going up. We have the main camera rig for that main head-on angle. We have the top-down rig with the GoPro for unboxings, things like that. We have the new side angle camera right there. And you're gonna start seeing a lot more videos incorporating all of those things in them. And again, with everything for setting all of this up, a huge thank you to my buddy John over at Biddy Kong's Quest. He helped me really fine-tune the gear that I was going to get within a budget that was reasonable for me so that I could really do and make upgrades to how I wanted to start doing footage. So thank you, John. Now, for those of you that don't know, I actually work from home. I work for a software development company, but this is my nice workspace. Anytime I do streaming, which I really want to get back into, or any of my editing, or just any of my work, this is where I am. I got a couple of 27-inch displays on the sides. Then I have a LG 34 ultra wide. I've got my Huntsman, my Mamba. This is my PC panel. That thing is amazing for audio. And then, of course, I have my Resolve Speed Editor. I did an unboxing of that recently. I have my Kingston setup, my Stream Deck, and this is just a really nice setup for anything that I need it to do. This is an uplift desk, and it has multiple program modes, and I like to constantly switch around between sitting and standing, so that makes it nice. A couple of certificates right there. Then, of course, still rocking my Secret Lab chair. This has been the best chair that I have ever had. They are not a sponsor, but boy, would it be nice if they were. And then for audio, I know it's behind my screens, but I have a couple of nice studio monitors there. And yeah, this is my workspace. And then moving on here, we have game wall number 1. And on the other side, we have game wall number 2. Obviously, that one is a little more filled up, but I still have room to grow. Look at those nice empty shelves begging for more games over the coming years. So I won't go through every game in the collection because there's over 4,000 of them now, but here is the GameCube section, followed up by the Wii. It's all nice alphabetical order. There we got Wii U, the rest of the Wii collection on that side, rest of the Wii U collection. Then it gets into all of the Switch games that are right here. From there, I still have a few of my PS1 and PS2 games and a couple PS3 that didn't really want to get rid of when I was kind of purging a lot of those, but then we got my PS4 stuff, PS5, original Xbox, then we go down here, followed by all of the Xbox 360 stuff, which then leads into Xbox One, and then the specific Series X games, and then I have a complete, to date anyways, Evercade collection with every cart that they have so far released. They're always releasing more, but I definitely have those. And then if we go down here, I got my Pocket, the dock. That is the Game Gear adapter for it, and then I have the other ones coming out whenever Evercade decides to release it. I've got my original one there. I have the Versus in its box, but then I have the XP, got my Steam Deck, and this is something really cool I want to show you. So this is currently probably one of the coolest things I have in my collection. These are Final Fantasy VII gold release discs before they went to final printing. And actually, these are only going to be in my collection for a little while longer because they are going off to a private collector who happens to be very into Final Fantasy. And speaking of being very into Final Fantasy, if you too are very into that entire franchise, then you are absolutely going to love today's video sponsor, the Final Fantasy Files.
I was blown away that I was watching and feeling all of this during a video game.
Are you watching a movie?
Yeah, that's what it is at this point.
It is a very in-depth podcast, and they do a fantastic job. So if you want to check out the Final Fantasy Files, then definitely check out the links in the description below. Now moving on to game wall number 2. Here we have all my Atari 2600 stuff, followed up by Atari 5200, 7800, ColecoVision, and then we're getting into some of the other consoles like old Atari computer carts, Vectrex. We have my Odyssey 2 carts there. Here is a lot of stuff for the CDI, the Dreamcast, the Sega Saturn, Sega CD, TurboGrafx, 3DO. Right there, that is the boxed copy of Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance on the Game Boy Advance that I picked up. Super, super fun game. And then behind it here, we have the Jaguar games, followed up by the Intellivision games. I got some Famicom Disk System right there, some of the Trash 80 games, the TRS-80, and then we have my regular Famicom. Moving down to the next shelf, that is the rest of my CDI collection. Then we have some random things in there. We have like Wonder Swan Color, Swan Crystal, Gamecom R-Zone, Neo Geo Pocket, black and white and color. Then we have Lynx games, and we have a nice little small N-Gage collection in there, followed up by Game Gear. Lots of Game Gear games in there. Then we go into the regular Game Boy right there. And moving down, we are going through Game Boy Color. Then we have Game Boy Advance. And then we start getting into Game Boy Advance Video, followed by Virtual Boy. Then here's everything for DS and 3DS. Then it starts the NES. And if any of you follow Square Pegs on YouTube, you will know that anytime he comes over, he likes to sneak away and start screwing with my stuff and moving things around. I get rather OCD about making sure everything is alphabetized, and he likes to mess with me. And apparently my wife likes to mess with me too because she swears that she has moved stuff, so I now get to spend a bunch of time figuring out what she moved. Maybe it was in the SNES section down here. Maybe she moved one of my Retrobit editions, I'm not sure. But then here we have the N64 collection. This is for the North American, for the Japanese, and then so far one of the 4 exclusive PAL variants. But if y'all like this video and you want to share any experiences with your own game room or whatever your gaming setup is, then let me know down in the comments below. And while you're down there, please be sure to also hit those like and subscribe buttons, as well as that little notification bell so you can alert every time I've got a new video coming out. I hope everyone had an amazing New Year's. I hope you're all looking forward to 2024. I know that I am. And as always, I'm Game Dad. I thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you later.